we're a fairly rural area, a lot of open areas, a lot of houses spread out. So we have a lot of people that have outside equipment, tillers, riding mowers, ATVs, kind of you name it. And I think they have this misconception that because they live in the county, way out in the county, with not a lot of neighbors, that they can leave their stuff out unsecured. They should be able to, but unfortunately the society we live in nowadays, it's not the case. We have a very high incident of those sorts of things getting stolen. Okay, so the District 2 area of the Sheriff's Office is that eastern part of the county. Basically it starts here, it comes out of Greensboro city limits on a southern boundary of following Highway 421. So it follows Highway 421 all the way down through the county, all the way down until it intersects down at the Randolph County line. Then it would follow Randolph County border over to Alamance County border up, and all the way up in the Rockingham County. And again, and then it follows Highway 29 back into Greensboro City. So that's kind of our boundaries are 421 south, 29 north, everything east of that line all the way out to the Rockingham County, Alamance County, Randolph County lines.
It's not unusual to see lawnmowers or yard equipment or anything just laying out in driveways or beside the shed.
You know, you figure our district encompasses almost a half of the square mileage area of the county, taking out Greensboro and High Point cities proper, but of the unincorporated areas of the county, we've got about half the landmass. There's a lot of vacant area. I've got generally 4 to 5 officers that work that at any given time. So it's not feasible to think that they would be able to ride every single neighborhood and every single street and have an eye on every single house every day. That's not feasible. They've got calls for service. So we really do rely on the citizens themselves, the homeowners, protecting their own property, keeping stuff locked up. But bigger than that is for them watching out for their neighbors. We've got fairly good community watch programs in our county. But even if you don't have a formal program in your neighborhood, you're still your brother's keeper. So it's your responsibility to watch out for your neighbor. If you see something that looks strange and you know your neighbor's not home, and hopefully you know enough about your neighbor that you know, hey, Bobby's usually home this time. That's his truck. Okay, he's probably there. There's another truck there. It's probably somebody visiting. Great. Or hey, Bobby's usually not home this time of day. I don't see Bobby's truck there, but there's another truck there and there's guys that seem to be going in and out carrying things. I might better call. Either I know my neighbor's phone number and I can call Bobby, say, hey, Bobby, is anybody supposed to be at your house? Or if not, then I call 911 and let a deputy come check it out. Perfectly fine to do that. That's what we're there for. However, what we find all too often is people will wait until hours after something has happened and the person's now long gone, and all of a sudden they go, this happened a couple hours ago and I've been debating on whether or not to call you guys, but here's what I saw. But it was 3 hours ago. Okay, well, probably, depending on what kind of description they've got, our chances of catching the person are slim, unless they've got really good information. So generally we tell people, don't try to justify it in your mind of why you shouldn't call us. Go ahead and call us, right? We're out there, the officers are riding around. They work 24/7. We pay them out to ride around the neighborhood, so it's not gonna hurt to call, let an officer come by. If it's totally innocent and nothing's going on, great, no problem. But generally, when we do catch those groups of people that are out breaking in houses and stealing things, and it's because a nosy neighbor, and they call themselves usually nosy neighbors, we love nosy neighbors, a nosy neighbor spotted something, didn't think it was right, and went ahead and called 911. And hey, maybe nothing, but can y'all come check it out? And we get out there, and guess what? The guys have got a truckload full of stolen property because they've been out all day long going through neighborhoods stealing things, and nobody's bothered to call us until now.
Definitely raised my level of awareness, especially if I had any equipment sitting out. You get people from out of county, possibly out of state, here making probably minimum wage, and they see a see some easy targets. He wants to say they're just not going to come back after dark. They already know it's sitting out there, not locked up. Just throw it in the back of the car, put it in the truck. Usually when I do see it, we'll try to make contact if the homeowner's there and just talk to them about to secure it, unlocking the shed or put some type of wheel lock or anything on it.
Either during the day when people aren't home, but their stuff's sitting out unsecured in their yards, and somebody will ride through with a truck or trailer and just decide to start loading up four-wheelers and lawnmowers and things like that. Or nighttime situations where people will come through and likewise, roll their lawnmower or their four-wheeler down the driveway and steal them. Even equipment as big as like Bobcat-style skid steer loaders, multiple thousands of dollars worth of property. If there's some way that they can get to it and get it to crank up and drive it away, it seems that they will. So that's one of our biggest issues, is just getting people to lock stuff up.
They realize just somebody's riding down the road and says, hey, there's a mower sitting out there. Let's drop in and take it. Yep. I've had family members that it's happened to. It was actually, my dad had a mower sitting in front of his shed that it didn't even run. It was getting the engine worked on, and he come home from work and it was gone. It took him about a day to realize it was gone, that somebody just backed in the yard, loaded on their truck and took it.